Hold on. Okay. Dead Like Me, Season 2, Episode 1. Hello, and let me try that again because I hit my hand.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, hold on. Hello, and welcome back to the Rewatch Recap, where we recap shows for nostalgia and pure amusement. I am Dustin, and I'm here with my good friend Kay.
Hello.
Of whatever. Of TikTok.
life.
Of TikTok's Kay. So we'll go with that for now. But she used to be of My Work Life, which was a podcast about work and stuff. So, of course, naturally, last season I asked her on to do Dead Like Me, because it was about, spooky stuff, which she loves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also about, work. So that works out too. So, and it was also very My So-Called Life-like, we found out.
Yeah, very similar.
Really weird. I was like, I think maybe it was a tribute in a way. It's its own warped version of My So-Called Life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're back for season 2 of Dead Like Me, which is actually the final season, but still, we got it. We're going back for season 2. It's a 15-episode season, so we figure we go ahead and get this puppy out.
Yeah.
Right now, we're doing episode 1, which is called Send in the Clown.
Just one clown.
Just one clown. Just one clown. And it originally aired on July 25th, 2004. So I was 23.
I was 22, 21
Some
years
of the people
ago.
listening weren't even alive.
Oh, shut your damn mouth, Dustin.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of not alive, let's get into this episode. Previously on Dead Like Me, 18-year-old George Last got hit by a toilet seat that fell from the International Space Station, and she died. But she's not gone. She was forced to join the ranks of the Grim Reapers, charged with claiming souls before the person has died or got killed. She's basically in the violent deaths division.
Yeah.
Basically.
Accidental deaths?
Accidental
right?
death. Yeah. Basically, it's all... Most of it's violent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
Okay, her fellow Reapers include Daisy Adair, a narcissistic starlet from the 1930s who replaced the free-spirited Betty, who was Rebecca Gayheart. Daisy likes to run get-rich-quick schemes, and when she's not, trying to string along her fellow Reaper, Mason, who likes her. Speaking of Mason, he is a cute, drug-addicted Brit from the 1960s who died trying to drill a hole into his head to get the ultimate high.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything about Mason.
Poor Mason.
Then there's also Tough as Nails Roxy, who currently works as a meter maid. We found out why she is mostly so bitter because she, in the early 80s, invented the... leg warmer.
Yeah.
By accident. And then while she was trying to patent it, her friend came in and strangled her to death and stole the patent book and the leg warmer and made off like a bandit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Feel
bad for the real patent person of leg warmers right now. But
they're like, I didn't do this, I swear.
I swear I didn't. It's on TV. It's an alternate universe.
Yeah, not the story of the leg warmer.
No. Finally, there is their leader, Rube, a no-nonsense old codger, presumably from the early 1900s. He's the one who gets a daily list of who's going to die and where and when, and he gives them all each assignments on Post-it notes, and they have to go find this person by only knowing their first initial and their last name and where they're going to be. That is it. That's all they get, which is hard as crap to do. I mean, you got to talk to everybody.
And did we ever find out he gets their full names, right?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
We don't know. We don't know what it looks like on his list.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I wish they would have shown that to us. What does he? Is that all the information he gets? Does he get more how they're going to die, but he just doesn't tell them, and he's not supposed to? Or
And like, why? If that's your job, why? I mean,
I don't
if
know.
that's not a metaphor for fucking work.
Nobody knows why the uppers are doing what they're doing. Yeah, like
they give you a little bit of information and you're just supposed to figure it out.
okay, but I have questions. Well, that's tough.
That's too bad.
Sorry.
Figure it out.
Speaking of work, George has to work at Happy Time Temp Agency to make ends meet. And I want to give her a shout out to her perky boss, Dolores Herbig, as in
her big brown eyes.
Yeah, there you go. And also the creepy and quiet receptionist, Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
She also ends up spying on her living family to see how they're doing after her death. Basically, both of her parents are headed for a divorce, and her little sister has been obsessed with death ever since she lost her older sister, George.
And toilet seats.
And toilet seats. Yeah, she made the toilet seat tree, which was awesome. They kind of just dropped that. I hate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the season 1 finale, George's headstone was ceremoniously put on her grave finally, which I thought took a long time, but both her family and herself tried to get some closure to move forward.
Yep.
And now, the opening quote for this episode was, "When I was alive, I never looked at the obituaries. Like, not even once. Now I read them first. The Reaper's sports pages. And every time I see someone who lived to even 50, it kind of annoys me." Yeah. I would see how that could be annoying.
Yeah, she didn't really get to live life before.
Yeah, she was barely an adult.
Got hit by toilet seat. Yeah.
Yeah. So we open up and we're on Der Waffle House. George wonders if Daisy or Mason ever was featured in the newspaper or anything like that. And Mason said he was because of all his arrests and his drug-induced youth. George says like that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Daisy was featured only because of her rich socialite boyfriends she happened to be on the arm of at the time. Not for the Gone with the Wind thing where she burned alive.
Right.
They buried that story apparently. So Daisy wonders why George is still a virgin. And she says George only being 18 and living at home with her parents is no excuse.
No.
True, technically.
I mean, yeah.
She's like, hook up with anyone anywhere. Yeah. Any age. I mean, come on. Just get with it, right?
Yeah.
So Mason notices how he seems to be, I'm more attractive to people now that I'm sober, basically. And the other two are like, yeah, you've always been cute, but now you have this like confidence about you now and it makes you much hotter. It's the gist of what they say. But I mean, I'll take either version of Mason, to be honest.
I mean, yeah,
I'd rather this version.
I see. I'm the opposite. Just for entertainment purposes.
Oh, yeah.
In the show, strung out Mason is a little bit
a big
funnier.
Disaster. It's fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rube and Roxy show up, and Rube hands out the assignments. He gives Mason and Daisy 2 each, I think, and George only gets 1. And he's like, what's an odd number? I can't split it up, right? They all had to go to the farmer's market. But he keeps mum on why Roxy doesn't get an assignment.
Yeah. There was no explanation for it.
And there never was an explanation.
No.
She just didn't get an assignment.
Yeah, she didn't get an assignment at all, right?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I don't know.
Yeah.
So the 3 are off to the farmer's market for their assignments. And I wonder why it takes George so long to touch her assignment and everybody else just touches theirs right away.
Yeah. And the way she did it was so awkward.
It really was. It was like almost like she grazed her boob.
Yeah. It was just like just reached for her. And it was just like,
why are you so awkward with this by now? Like, you've been doing this for a little bit now.
Yeah. Where the other ones are just like passing by, just like, okay.
Patting them on the back, you know?
Yeah. And she's just like reaching. Oh, it's like so weird.
Oh, God. So, yeah. So at least the woman gave George a flower first, you know, because she was a flower cart, I guess she had. Whatever. Yeah. So there's a gas explosion. There are flowers and bodies everywhere. And George freaks because it reminds her of her death when she died. Because it looks kind of the same.
Yeah.
Mason, she runs off. She bolts. Mason loves the taste of food now that he's sober. Something about it. And after taking some of Roxy's hash browns at her Waffle House, she tries to stab his hand. He says, "I've never seen such violence over such small potatoes."
That was clever.
And Rube says that was almost clever, but Mason's like, "What are you talking about? They're literally small potatoes."
He's like, never mind.
And he doesn't get it, and I love it.
He's so dumb. I love him so much.
He is, no matter what. It is, might have been the drugs, all the drugs he did. That's probably what happened.
It could be.
Roxy leaves and passes Daisy on her way out, and there are some mild pleasantries exchanged, with Daisy asking, like, "Why bother with you?" It's kind of like Roxy kind of doesn't give her anything. She's like, "Whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Roxy says the reason why she bothers is because she gets Daisy the most out of anybody, and then compares Daisy with a scared dog in the pound before walking off, saying, "Daisy Adair, Chihuahua."
Yeah. I didn't. I mean, like, I've watched it a couple times. I'm like, I don't really get. Was she saying she was the one that's like yappy and wants to be the attention getter, or the one in the corner? Like, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
Scared Chihuahua?
I mean, I was just like, what?
And she
What does
doesn't really
get?
answer it later on either. So it's a lot of
No.
unanswered questions in this episode. It kind of bothers me. Oh, well. At the last house, as Joy gets ready to meet Clancy for their therapy appointment, she tries to encourage Reggie to go out to the park with her friends, but Reggie's like, "I don't like getting baked before noon." And is like, "Our friends, So, oh, then don't go to the park." There's this whole discussion over, like, if Joy ever caught George with pot or anything. She goes, "No," and I looked a lot. I searched. I believe
Joy. Yeah. She's so high strung.
She says that George spent her time like Reggie currently does, just kind of reading a book at home alone.
Which, like, what is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with being a
She's
loner.
reading, at least.
She's not causing trouble. Like, she's okay.
Yeah.
She goes to therapy. She's all right. Also, JD is still a good boy.
Yes.
Also a good boy.
Yeah.
And he feels George watching from outside, but she rides off before Reggie can see her out the window. Back at her Waffle House, George still has her flower from the morning's reap. I'm like, "You're not going to put that in water?" Just anyway.
She's just carrying around.
She's carrying around this flower. And Daisy asks, "Well, what'd you do to get the flower? And who's the guy?" And it starts this whole thing with George not dating and her being a virgin and blah, 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 blah. And Daisy says, "I only get flowers if the guy betrayed me in some way." And for some reason, George gets stuck on this, wondering, did I betray someone? And I'm like, why would you go there with it?
I think she's just, because she's really feeling her mortality and how, because of the morning's, reap and how she died when she was 18, she's like, did I even like have a chance to betray somebody? Right? She's thinking about, like, I didn't really live life.
I guess, yeah.
That's kind of what I thought.
Huh. I don't know. Well, she exits abruptly, leaving her breakfast and the flower for Daisy. And she's like, "I guess I really did want the flower," but she didn't want to carry it around all day. Because it kind of reminded her of the explosion from earlier. And she was like, "I don't want to think about that right now." Understandable.
Yeah.
At Happy Time, Dolores has bad news. She hired the boss's the boss's nephew, Brandon. Well, damn it, I got his name wrong.
Brennan.
I cannot talk. You would think I was drunk, but I'm not. Yes, she hired the boss's nephew, Brennan, and George thinks that she's been, "What am I, shit canned?"
Yeah.
And Dolores is like, I don't like your language, but I do like the term shit can.
Yeah.
George is pissed at the idea of another dumb trainee, but until she sees Brennan and his, like, 2004 unnecessarily huge hair.
Yeah, he's so not attractive.
I don't get it. But she gets a lady boner for him.
Oh, immediately.
Like,
she's
she
just
perks
like,
up, and you hear this, like, lion roar.
Yeah.
And, like, literally, I think that's what that was. Like, when she perked up, it was like her lady boner springing to action.
That's what lady boners sound like, lion roars.
Yeah, we get posture. I love how Dolores is, like, maternal with George, too. Like, she goes, "Oh, you got a schmutz on your face." And
yeah, licks the thing.
I love that. It's so, like, it's kind of gross, but anyway. At therapy, Joy rants and raves about how Clancy chews and says he should eat in the kitchen with the dog. And he says, at least the dog is capable of love. And she says, that dog doesn't love you. That's because you give him meat, and at least someone's getting it.
Yeah.
Damn.
She is bitter.
She is bitchy.
I mean, but she is being
bitchy. She did get cheated on, but this was happening well before, like, this whole divide between them was well before he even, like, did that.
Well,
you know what
I mean, they've been off their game. I don't know what their game was, but yeah, they've, even before George died, they were probably not doing so hot.
No, they weren't, because he wasn't around either. He still wasn't around. But anyway, and I forgot what this says. She's, at least one of us is getting it. And I'm like, okay, damn, Joy. Second, if they would have had stuck this gay themed storyline from the pilot, if they would have stuck to it.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious and tragic encounters with Joy.
Yeah.
Most likely. You know what I mean? She probably would have accepted it and would have been fine. They would have had some, like, arguments, and that's it. And it wouldn't have been too bad. I don't think. That's
well, do we know it's not the gay storyline? Well, she said sorority house. So yeah. Okay, never mind.
Anyway, so, okay, this is the great part. The therapist says that they need to be honest with each other and be in cahoots with one another to let things go when they need to let things go. And Clancy's like, oh, I love this idea. It's a great idea. She's like, of course you do. And the therapist says, hey, I've been in cahoots with my wife for over 10 years. It's great. And this prompts Joy to ask, does that mean she does or doesn't know that you're gay?
Yeah, she gives zero fucks.
And I'm like, wow. And
he's just like, she probably knows.
Yeah. He just kind of sinks down like, she probably knows.
First of all, you're a therapist. You probably shouldn't be giving out your personal information.
But she nailed it, though. She got him.
She was just like, oh,
no. She's awesome and horrible at the same time. I love you, Joy.
Yeah.
Okay, elsewhere at a meter maid meeting, the lead maid, I don't know, the boss. Head maid? Maid general? Tells them that they have complaints of offensive language and someone pulled a gun on someone. And Roxy's kind of like, let me just hide this gun. And he looks at her while he's addressing everybody, but he's looking at her saying, like, if you cannot keep it clean, you need to find another line of work. And then we cut to this, like, I guess it's Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
Like the beginning, like all the meter maids and the little meter maid mobiles. One of them, like, turns a corner and almost falls over. Did you notice that? I went, oh.
It was just such a strange scene, though.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's back to the grind. I
guess foreshadowing, right? Because Hill Street Blues was like,
it was about cops.
Yeah.
So that's what's
maybe funny. Foreshadowing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
So.
But yeah, it was just weird. There's a lot of just weird little things in this episode where you're like, why?
Why? What was that choice? Meanwhile, George is horny training Brennan on the phone system.
God. Like, she's kidding. Her thoughts are weird.
I didn't go into the thoughts because there's a lot of them, but he sucks basically, and she doesn't care. And he asks her out and she, like, jumps at the chance. And then, of course, Daisy calls and she's talking and he says something about her eyes being pretty. And it's all, excuse me. So anyway, I think there was a little bit of, like, vomit coming up. And I was like, yeah, sorry. I don't like Brennan. Brennan sucks. Elsewhere, Mason has a reap at a children's birthday party and gets mistaken for the clown because Rube didn't help quell that. Anyway.
No.
Like most of us, Mason hates clowns and says, I'll kick a kid in the teeth if they even poke me.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mason.
I feel it, man. I mean, there's some kids that are okay, like one-on-one, maybe two of them, but like a whole bunch of kids running around screaming.
Hopped up on sugar? No, thank you.
No, I can't do it.
Hard pass.
I'm sorry, no. This is why our generations don't want kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, later, George sees Brennan flirting with someone named Fran and gets kind of jealous, you can tell. And then Dolores notices this. And then she gives her, like, hey, Millie, I got a stack of confidential papers for you to shred. And she warns her, like, you need to stay away from office romances, Millie. Oh, when Julio emptied my trash basket, he barely makes eye contact
You're just like, every time Dolores gives a tidbit of her personal life, you're just like, I want that Dolores spinoff. She's had a wild life.
It's like, what, it's, you hear, they always have these characters in like sitcoms, the ones that's like done everything, like Phoebe from Friends or something like that. They've done everything, but you're like, when? How?
Yeah.
How'd this timeline work out? Like, where did all this stuff lead to this? I want to see the backstory so bad. Young Dolores. Ooh, that'd be a good story. Like in the 80s. Young Dolores in the 80s. Yeah. In her 20s, I guess.
Early 80s.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, okay. So in the car after therapy, Clancy and Joy basically come to terms with ending it all. Not their lives, but
they're just like, fuck it, and they drive off a cliff.
Bye. Sorry, Reg. Ending their marriage. Wow. While shredding papers, George stares at Brennan just bending over in the middle of the office where all the women are staring at him. I don't know why, but
yeah.
And she just cuts her finger off.
She like puts it in the shredder.
What kind of death machine do they have in this office? That is like...
And the logistics of that don't really work out, but it was funny.
Sure. It sawed through her bone, apparently. And she so then like, they're like, oh my God. And so Brendan's like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you bleeding? And she's like, yeah, I cut my finger, just a little blood. She's hiding it from him. And then he picks her up. She goes, oh, I feel faint. And he picks her up and like starts carrying her away. And Fran sees it and she like, it's her middle finger. And she like flips off Franny, but then like has to turn the finger around the correct way.
And Fran's acting in this scene was so bad.
Well,
so bad. The whole thing of her just like, before she even sees the finger, like when she sees Brennan, and
there's no reaction.
It's just, huh?
Huh?
I was just like, this is the worst acting.
Yeah, this is why I got no lines.
Open her mouth.
Just, can't do that right. So Mason makes balloon animals, and his bunny strangely looks like a penis with balls.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Wow. And I love it, the little gay boy that comes up next. He's like, I want the same thing Emily got.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Go for it, kid. Do it. So the father of the birthday girl complains to Mason, and it turns out the dad is Mason's assignment. Of course. Meanwhile, while Brennan fixes up Millie's finger, George thinks about why she's so into him and thinks it has something to do with her feelings about the explosive reap this morning. She expresses this further by kissing him, with Dolores watching from outside the office, just kind of
for a little too long.
It was a long watch. Like, she looked like she was going to turn away, and then she turned back.
Yeah, she was just like, okay. Instead of just like, oh, what am I looking at? Oh, she's like, I want to watch for a minute.
Brendan's hair was long. Maybe she thought it was two girls.
Put that in my bank for later.
All right. And because she has this thing for Millie. I don't know what it is, but.
Yeah. Is it motherly or we don't really know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy bumps into Roxy while she's out on her reap, and the guy Roxy just wrote a ticket for goes off on her, calling her a piece of shit. And he says to her before he leaves, may you grow hair on your balls.
Yeah.
What? What?
Well, maybe when he
makes
cursed
no sense
her,
either way.
Yeah. He cursed her before, so maybe he cursed her to have balls. And then
maybe that's what it was.
To be
maybe
hairy.
You have hair on those balls, I guess.
Yeah.
By the way, hair is supposed to be on balls, so it usually is. It might not be a lot, but it's there.
May hair grow on your balls. Thank you.
Just saying. Daisy is surprised that Roxy didn't mouth off right back, which we're all surprised, but Roxy's like, I can't. My boss said I can't. Sorry.
Which is also surprising that she's obeying her boss. Cares.
Yeah. And that's why Daisy asks why did you compare me to a dog from the pound? And she's like, I had a bad dream earlier. I didn't sleep very well. The way she looked. She thought it had something to do with the way she looked, of course.
Yeah.
Like always. And she goes into the dream, and I don't feel like getting into the dream because while they're talking, I'm paying attention to what's happening behind them in the background. There's a woman like on a rascal scooter or something, and she gets stopped by like 3 teens. I think there's 3 of them, and I guess they're trying to mug her. And she gets out a cane and she starts beating their asses with the cane. And then she drives off, and it turns out she says, "Oh, that'll show them to mess with Catherine, blah, blah, blah." And it turns out it's Daisy's Reap. So she touches her and keeps talking about her dream.
Yeah.
And then one of the kids tries to run after the woman, and then, Roxy clotheslines him. It's awesome. I love that part. That was so cool.
I know. Like, not even like, she doesn't even flinch. She's just like, boom. The kid just gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Love Roxy.
Daisy finishes the dream, but in the background on the side, you see the woman's going down the street. Why she goes right underneath this trash dumpster?
When there are people who are like, no, and she's just going for it.
She just keeps going. I'm like, I don't know. She goes and she gets underneath the dumpster, and the dump truck just drops it on her.
Yeah.
Just smashes her.
Squishes her.
Which was very reminiscent of the first episode. So it's the first episode of this season, the first episode of last season. You had the piano that smashed somebody. So,
so we've got an explosion like the first episode and a smash.
All right, we'll see. I don't remember anything else, but there might be other stuff that's like this first episode. So let's pay attention. Maybe that's why some weird stuff happened. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't want to get into Daisy's self-absorbed psychobabble in a nutshell. At the birthday party, the birthday girl asks Mason, "Hey, can you make a funny face?" And he's like, "No." And Rube's like, "Do it."
Yeah, make a funny face for the birthday girl.
Like, fine. So he makes a funny face, and she laughs. She says, "Oh, he's funny." And she goes, "Are you his daddy?" to Rube. And it's like, "Oh." And Rube's like, "No." And she goes like, "Why are you here?" And he says, "Well, I am someone's daddy, but she's not at the party." And the girl's like, "Where is she?" And Rube tells her, "Play with the clown."
Yeah.
So he walks off. And we're getting a little more Rube insight. And I remember a little bit more of this now. So, like, Rube no, he doesn't walk off yet. Excuse me. He bends down and tells her, like, "I want you to remember how funny this clown was today."
Yeah.
Remember how funny the clown was. Because her dad's going to die. I mean, come on. And so Mason starts to act like, oh, crap. So he starts to act decent with her. Finally, he's playing around with her. And, like, the little girl just doesn't know. And it's, horrible.
She's so cute, too.
She's being really sweet. She's one of the kids you kind of like. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're sweet. Hopefully she's not horrible otherwise. Back in Happy Time, as Millie walks to Dolores' desk, everyone is whispering about her. And it's very obvious. Like, they do not hide it well at all.
And do you think they're whispering because they know she made out with Brennan? Or was it the finger thing?
It could be anything at this point. Or it might be what Dolores is about to say to her. Maybe there's rumors about that.
True. Yeah.
So it could be that. We don't know. But so Dolores says, like, "I heard you cut yourself, and you should be careful in this world because a young girl could get hurt." And then she then says she's gonna, "I'm gonna pull you off of Brennan." And it just sounded funny. She's gonna pull you off.
She's like, "I wasn't on Brennan."
She goes, Millie, you shouldn't waste your potential. You're so wasted. I'm going to give you a promotion. 2 more days a week and $200 more a week.
Can you imagine how pissed everyone around there is? Like, what the
What?
This girl's been here a few months.
And she makes out with one of these kids today and then gets a promotion?
Yeah. Well, she makes out with the boss's nephew and then gets a promotion.
Oh. I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
I'm sure. Well, I don't think that had to do with her promotion. I think Dolores is just trying to, like, I don't know what Dolores
move
is
her
doing.
Away from her. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like she creates this position, basically, in a way. Yeah, she's going to basically be able to interview potential temps and, whatnot. Basically taking Dolores' old job, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Isn't that what she did?
I think so, right? Because she interviewed George last season.
Anyway, so this whole thing is leading up, and I'm like, does Dolores have a gay crush on Millie? We don't know.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, others in the office are like, they're whispering about it in the background, watching this whole interaction, and she walks by 2 of them and who are whispering, and so she turns back around. I love this. George says this. She was like, "I just got promoted. I take my coffee with 2 creams, 2 sugars, and a lot less of your bull."
Yeah.
And then she prides herself on walking away and not looking back to look at the wreckage. like a boss.
Yeah. And the girl's like right in front of her, like, I hate her. Before she's even out of earshot.
I hate her. Like they said, they don't even whisper it.
Yeah.
It's just low. Uh. Back with Roxy, she helps describe one of the kids who ran off earlier to a police officer while, like, Daisy snatches this dead woman's necklace from a pool of blood.
Yeah, that was gross.
It was really gross. I was like, ooh, she like sticks your hand right in there.
Yeah. I mean, I
Rox-
guess when you're a reaper, whatever, but it's still gross.
Yeah. Roxy notices this and she kind of has like a look on her face like, she doesn't approve. But anyway, so this cop commends Roxy. He's like, you know what? You're kind of like, oh, by the way, I love the way you clothesline that kid. He's like, oh, thanks. He's like, I like your style. You should think about being a cop.
Yeah.
Like, you're in the wrong job. And it's like, yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
My whole life's the wrong job or something like that.
Yeah. That's true, actually.
Word.
Later, Joy and Clancy explain to Reggie that they're getting a divorce and she's not, this doesn't do anything to her. She does not really moved. No big surprise there.
Yeah.
But she just wonders, like, okay, who am I staying with? And who's the dog staying with? And then she's like, Dad, if you get a new place, you got to have a backyard for JD. And that's where Joy says, oh, well, they have plenty of backyards at sorority houses. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm like, why did you do that, Joy?
Right.
That's the thing that makes me mad about Joy. She does this in front of the kid. And that's not cool.
Yeah.
I do not like that. That happened to me. I didn't like it. Don't do it to the kid.
It's not fair to Reggie.
You take it away from them. Or you tell them to leave the room or something. And then you keep your voice down, too.
Joy cannot.
Yeah.
Joy cannot keep her voice down.
You can argue like, you talk like this, but not yelling, you know what I mean? Like, you can do it where you're like, you can do it that way. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not hard. Anyway, so they're starting to fight. They don't even notice Reggie leaves the room to go to the kitchen while they're fighting. She's making herself a sandwich. And it's really sad because I know the feeling. Trust me, I know the feeling. And like something like Clancy tells, Joy, basically she pushes people away. She did that with George, and Joy gets mad. She goes, get the hell out, and yells at him to get out. I'm like, that's right. Truth hurts, doesn't it, Joy? You do push people away. She does.
Yeah. He's like, you wanted her gone, and now she's gone.
Yeah. Like, damn. Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't mean it's no excuse for him to cheat, though. I'm just saying. But she does push people away. That is the truth.
Yeah.
At happy time, George tells Brennan she can't go out with him, and he's okay with it. He's like, oh, okay.
Someone else will come along.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll
Fran?
keep my number, though.
Yeah.
Fran, oh, God. It was a nice ending. So, and at the birthday party, the piñata isn't breaking, and the girl's dad tells his friend to hit it with a baseball bat so that they all can have their candy, and he does, and a freaking graveling shows up and throws a piece of candy into this guy's mouth and effectively choking him.
Yeah.
This is where the guy figures out he's dead, and then he looks at Mason, and he just kind of looks, he goes, what the hell were you doing today?
Yeah.
Like, he just starts criticizing his decorum at this party. He's like, it was my daughter's birthday. You made like offensive balloon animals. You insulted everybody. You were cursing. And it's like, that's what she's going to remember. And all this time you knew I was going to die. What the hell's wrong with you? He's like, get the hell away from me and my family.
And he doesn't really know how to handle it. He's like, I'll take you to your lights. He's obviously flustered. Yeah.
Like, Mason, what the hell's wrong with you? I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Like, he just can't handle being sober.
He's sober, yeah.
He can't handle it.
That's probably why he's always not sober.
Yeah, because he just can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the guy's pissed. He doesn't want to go to his lights with him. And that's what you get when you act shitty, Mason. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So George gets sad about ditching Brennan, and she joins Rube and Roxy at their Waffle House, and they wonder why she seems so spaced out. Of course, Roxy's all antagonistic about it, and Rube gets worried. He's like, well, and after she orders an espresso, it's so late, and she's like, nothing's wrong, and I just got a promotion is all. And it turns out Roxy joined the police academy.
Mm-hmm.
Which she really should have done from the get-go. I don't know why she became a meter maid. That's weird. I would have gone straight to police. But
yeah, she's got the mentality.
Right. And she would have a reason to be around dead bodies and stuff.
True. Mm-hmm.
You know? So Rube doesn't want George working 2 more days a week and asks Roxy to leave the table. And Roxy stops Daisy from going to Rube, and George's like, no, you don't need to go there. But then she says, oh, I like your new cross. How was it hard to get the blood off?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why, but something about that, it felt like more was coming from that situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And then no, she's just like, no, soap and water.
Yeah.
The end. Okay.
So yeah, Rube tells George, I think you're taking on too much. And, George is like, I don't care. I'm going to do it because I want more money.
Yeah.
And do not call me Peanut.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ouch.
He's a little too fathering with her. You know, like she's kind of sort of getting her shit together, getting more hours and more pay at her job. Like, but he's like, oh, don't. It's weird.
Yeah.
When everyone, well, not everyone else. Roxy has a full-time job.
Yeah.
So
she's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Anyway, so George leaves, and as she leaves, our favorite waitress, Tiffany, love Tiffany. I was so glad she was in this episode. They didn't replace her. She's like, hey, I have your order. Somebody needs to pay for this. And so George says, well, hey, Roxy's going to be a cop now, so then we get coffee for free. And she's like, oh, yeah, you do. Okay, here you go. And Daisy's like, you're going to be a cop? I do not care for that.
There goes all my schemes.
Damn, we're too close to me. No. At the last house, Reggie is reading alone, and Joy's just kind of laying down on their couch, depressed, watching cartoons. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see a sad clown Mason walking down the street with balloons, stopping to take booze from a homeless man, drinking it all, but leaving the guy money for it. Well, at least he did that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, it makes me mad that I just hate that he didn't stay sober. But
yeah. And we don't even really, do we know how long he's been sober?
Hadn't been that long.
I don't think they said really, right? But I don't think it's been
it
that
hadn't
long.
been too long, just long enough for people to notice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
poor guy.
Yeah. Later that night, George comes home to find that Daisy put the flower from earlier into a vase. Before, she's asking about Brennan. And George says, oh, Dolores didn't want me dating any Happy Time employees. And Daisy points out that, well, you can't make Rube happy or Dolores happy without being unhappy. I'm like, yeah, that's life. That's pretty much how life works. It kind of sucks. Compromises suck. God, I hate it. Ugh. George bitterly asks if Daisy is going to be Catholic now that she has that cross. And Daisy points out, you're angry. Look, George, I died in 1938, and not a day goes by that I don't think about what I did and didn't do. And George is like, oh, yeah, and I was an actress, and I almost had it, and I was a slut, and I all these guys. And Daisy's like, you think you know everything, George? Then why are you so unhappy?
Yeah.
Mic drop. Boom.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking at her flower, she realizes she needs to put it in the cemetery on her own grave with her closing line, I knew who that pink flower was for. I knew who I betrayed. My short life was like our family outings to the circus. It wasn't so bad. A bit with a clown, some cotton candy, and just as things got interesting, I covered my eyes. I know what that Walinda smile at the end was about. Why they were so happy with their mid-air flips and near misses. They were happy because they were brave enough to be themselves. I mean, if you're a Walinda, you have to climb up that ladder. You have to grab that trapeze bar. If you're Walinda, you have to jump off. Eyes wide open. End of episode. I'm glad we got through that. And I think we're going to do some rankings now really quick. I think we can do a couple of these each. Yeah. So first, we're going to do our funniest moment or quote from the episode. Okay, you can go first.
We've already discussed a couple of my favorite ones. I really liked the hash brown exchange, like the small potatoes. And he's just like, that was almost clever. What? They are small potatoes.
But they are.
That one I thought was really funny.
One of the first things that Mason said that made me laugh out loud, like flat out, was he was getting up from the booth and he goes, "I've got to go wee wee."
Yeah. Go wee wee.
I got to go wee wee. Oh yeah, and he goes, "Am I pretty?"
Yeah. But am I pretty?
And Rube goes, "Oh, you're darling. You make my heart flutter."
Oh, sweet Mason.
And one more thing from that was the disaster debate. He was like,
Oh,
yeah. 5 people, that's not a disaster. And his definition was 16 to 20 deaths is a disaster. 21 or more deaths is a catastrophe. 8 to 15 deaths, that's a calamity. And then Rube goes, "What about 7 and under?" He goes, "Well, that's a crying shame."
Yeah.
Oh, love them.
The other one was that I had was the shit can. I like that. But I did think of one when we were talking about when the dad dies at the birthday party. And like he's sitting there choking against the wall, and his like hand is up and he's shaking, and the little kid goes by and thinks he's waving. He just waves and then dives for the candy. It's like, ooh, wow. Hi. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. I saw that. And like there's a conversation about Bacchus. And then Mason doesn't know who Bacchus was, and he's like, "Who is Bacchus?" And Rube's like, "He's the Greek god. Why don't you read a fucking book?"
Yeah. Rube is like punchy this episode.
He really was. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, love him. Okay, so who was your favorite? Who do you think was the best character of the episode, and why?
Well, I kind of gave my favorite, because like all the characters were like the characters, right? I gave my favorite to Dolores just because I feel like she's always got Millie George's back, right? She's looking out for her to not start that office romance and get into that mess. She's cleaning the schmutz off her face.
Yeah.
She gives her a promotion, and like maybe she got a little crush on her or what, but I feel like no matter what it is, she's always got George's back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't put her, but I agree with it.
Yeah.
Mine was Mason.
Okay.
And simply because he was so interesting to watch. Like no matter how sober he is, he's still a foul-mouthed up.
True.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, going off the wagon aside, I loved him in this episode. Like he just was interesting to see what was going on with him. You know, where was he going to go, and what was he going to do? He
was very like up and down, right? Like, oh, food is great. This is awesome. I'm pretty. And then just like, oh, like life is hard and things suck, and kind of realizing that.
Yeah. Okay, so our worst character for this episode. I have a feeling we're going to say the same person. Who are you going to say?
Joy.
Oh, I was going to say Brennan.
I mean, I thought about Brennan, but he's just such a like vapid shell of a human being. I'm like, like I thought about Brennan, but
he was the worst character for me. Like,
yeah. I don't think
he was cute enough for 2004. Like, I don't like even in 2004. I remember looking at this and I don't know. So it's not
hair.
What age I am. It's the hair.
It was like
so
bad.
fried from straightening it because you could tell it was straightened hair
and poofy and there's too much.
He had thick hair.
Much. But yeah, I didn't like the way you pointed out earlier. I didn't like the way. I understand Joy's bitterness, but you don't do that in front of the kid. You don't bring that shit up in front of your children. Thought that was uncool.
It's wrong, okay? Don't do it. Okay, finally, our episode rankings. I chose Gravelings for our little ranking system here. So out of 0 to 5 Gravelings, how many Gravelings would you give this?
I'm gonna chop a Graveling in half and give it a 2.5 for this episode.
Oh wow! Okay.
I mean, it was a fine episode. It wasn't like, wow, this episode is good, or there was something that was like really amazing or funny that happened. And it was just kind of like, that's like a good Dead Like Me episode. So right in the middle, 2.5.
I gave it a 3. I was like, it kind of felt a little bit introductory. So I guess if you didn't watch season 1, you could see stuff that would happen and who the characters were.
Yeah.
really well. But for like a second season premiere, this is kind of like, it didn't really do much. And
Yeah.
it just kind of got us back into the universe. That was basically it.
Yeah, that's what it just felt like. It was kind of like easing us back in. Like, here we are again.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Grim Reapers.
What do you think, rewatchers? Go ahead and let us know. Reach out to us on Blue Sky and TikTok and someplace else soon, I'm sure. I'm always changing. We're always evolving. Yeah. Or the rewatchrecap@gmail.com. Try that there. Either way, we want to hear from you. And be sure you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And we'll see you next time when Kay takes over for episode 2 of Dead Like Me Season 2.
Woo-woo!
Later, guys.